Hi there, welcome back to my channel. In case you've not been here before, basically these are just my thoughts and opinions on the stuff that I've seen. Hopefully it makes some sense. Ultimately, the goal is to overthrow the patriarchy, right? And I like to point out the things that don't make sense, because unfortunately the world that we live in doesn't make sense, and there are bad people who do things to control us. And one of the things that they do is pretend to be good. You've only got to look at Freemasonry for this. They're all like, oh yes, well, we give so much to charity. I think you'll find that that's like kind of P. Diddy's thing as well. It's like literally, if you are nefarious, you do something that basically it's like, oh, look how good we are. Anyways, that's not what this is about, so just ignore me. I've been thinking these past few days, so I thought I'd share it with you guys, because this is what I do. Nelly no mates over here. I talk to the whole world at once. It's easier for me. And I've been thinking, where are these people, right? Namely, Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Now, if you weren't aware, this week, a chap called Martin Blake got let off scot-free for shooting a bloke in the face. This police officer, Martin Blake, he shot a guy called Chris Cabot. Now, if you want to know about this, can I point you to a channel called Topical Juice? It's got the body cam footage on that. This guy was going nowhere. He was hemmed in by a lot of police cars. He was going nowhere, and he was unarmed, and he was shot in the head by a police officer, and this was in September of 2022, I believe. And then this week, the guy who shot an unarmed man in the face and killed him, well, in his head, I don't know whether it was in his face, and killed him, got off scot-free, right? And apparently there's no police officer that's ever been brought to justice for killing a civilian in the UK, right? Now, I don't know whether you remember a guy called George Floyd, right? But when George Floyd had a police officer with a knee on his neck and ultimately died, the world went fucking crazy, right? Even though this chap lived in America, England saw Black Lives Matter protests all over the country, right? Now, I heard somewhere that it was George Soros who funded this, but I can't prove it, so that's just what I've heard. And literally, in the UK, where this man did not die, we went nuts, mate, because it was apparently organised by other people. But it wasn't organised by us, because if it would have been organised by us, Black Lives Matter, where are they? Where are they? This black man who was unharmed and was posing no threat whatsoever got shot in the head, and no, don't worry about it, mate. Where are you? Where are you? Where are Black Lives Matter? And then that got me thinking, Antifa, you don't hear note about Antifa anymore. Now, I just thought I'd look up what fascism means. And on the Wikipedia, it says fascism is a far-right, authoritarian and ultra-nationalistic political ideology and movement characterised by a dictatorial leader, centralised autocracy, I don't know what that means, I'm sorry, militarism, okay, forcible suppression of opposition, belief in a natural social hierarchy, subordination of individual interest for the perceived good of the nation or race, and strong regimentation of society and the economy. Right? Does that ring a bell to anybody? Do you know what I mean? Forcing people to partake in a medical experiment doesn't sound fascist at all, do you? No. And yet, where are they? Antifa who owns Antifa? Who decides when Antifa get kicked out into the public? Because it ain't bloody common everyday people. Otherwise, we'd have seen Antifa marching in the streets over the past 4 years. We'd see Antifa marching in the streets now because we are literally around the corner from shit tons of old people dying of frost in their own hypothermia in their own fucking homes this winter because our leader is dictatorial and will not accept the public's will. We don't have a say in what happens to us. We don't. Right, and this gets worse, like year on year. This world that I see now is nothing like the world that I saw when I was a child, and them bastards were working on us even back then. Anyways, so I'm like, right, okay, so we live in a dictatorship. We live in a world where Facebook will take your account down if you tell the truth. If you spread the truth to save your fellow man, if you come with logic and statistics and facts, you will get taken down if that directly contradicts our dictatorial leaders. And they're all the same. It's like, no, I ain't blaming Keir Starmer, just like I weren't blaming Bojo, because they all work for the same master. It's not the governments that decide this shit, right? It's the people that own them, the banking elite families that control us all and get to have their kicks going off to famous parties and doing things with children that they shouldn't do. Don't go into it, Kerry-Ann, don't go into it. Keep it brief. So yeah, I would like to know why Black Lives Matter aren't out there campaigning against people. I don't even recognise the country that I was born in at the minute. You know, police carrying guns, that's American shit. But police carrying guns, there are people in England that have guns, but not the majority of them. And you will always get policemen who are bumped up on testosterone, steroids, a lot of them. Have you seen the size of police officers nowadays, mate? Like loads of them on steads. They have to be, right? They have to be. They're fucking humongous, these guys. Well, the guys that I've come into, I don't very often come into contact with police men, but I have noticed the ones that I have, I'm like, fucking hell, when did police get henge? And they have attitudes to fucking match it. Because that's the way that this is being pushed, that the military guys, the police, have to have a disdain for us because they believe what they're told. Otherwise, they'd be out of a fucking job. Anyways, where are they? Now, yesterday, there was a march in London, organised, prodded by Tommy Robinson. Now, I've got in trouble for talking about this bloke before, but I'm sorry. He incites violence. You can't, protests don't work. We need to come together as a species and talk logically to come up with plans. Just everybody coming together and walking in a line changes nothing, I'm sorry. But they don't care. We've been doing this forever and they don't fucking care. They just go like, no, all right, we can write a 4,000-page petition, like with everybody's bloody signature on it, and they'd still go, nah, sorry. That's not how we change this. Anyways, so Tommy Robinson organised this thing. Unfortunately, he couldn't be there because he's been remanded in custody over the weekend. How full of cheeky fortune. Somebody's got this massive bloody bedsheet with a "Free Him" written on it and a picture of Tommy Robinson. Stop putting people on pedestals. Please, it's us together who will change this. We've got to stop looking for heroes, for somebody to do it for us, because when we come together, it'll be done like that. That's a side note. So Tommy Robinson is far right. just like it says here on Wikipedia. Far right, right? So he's not anti-fascism, otherwise he'd be far left. Anti means the opposite, right? Does it not? So literally, he can't be anti-fascist, but apparently Antifa were there and whatever. Now, on the news articles that I read, it didn't say what they're actually protesting about, right? And so I can't really speak too much about it because I'm going by the media, and the media lie. I don't know whether you've noticed this. Propaganda exists today in our own country. Now, I was taught in school that propaganda was a bad bloody thing, but no. Literally, our journalists lie to our faces to promote the agendas of the people who own the media. It's not rocket science. So they were just saying that he's anti-Muslim, that he's a Muslim hater. Do not know what this protest was about. All I know, there was a counter protest of people being anti-Muslim haters, like anti-racism. Right? So that would make it look, if there was a counter protest that was anti-racism, it would make it look like the actual protest was racist, surely. Because otherwise, again, the opposite. Why would you have, and the police were out in force to make sure that they didn't come together. Fuck no, nothing will be done about it. All of those people wasted a bloody day, except for the fact that they will have hopefully spoken to each other logically, because that's the only thing that will change this. But yeah, he didn't protest. Tommy Robinson didn't come out in protest over forced medical experiments. Nuremberg shit. Like, literally, nothing's been done. And it's like, oh yeah, let's all go out and have a jolly. Let's all go out and have a thing. But Black Lives Matter didn't do it. When literally this week, justice was not served. This man got a raging boner and discharged his weapon at an unarmed, undangerous man who was completely fenced in and could not go anywhere. He decided he was going to kill him. And Black Lives Matter, nowhere to be seen. Why? If Black Lives actually matter, why are people not fucking going through the roof? Does that or does that not prove to you that the original Black Lives Matter about a bloke in a completely different country was all organised bullshit designed to fulfil some kind of agenda? Please let me know what you think. If you've made it till the end, I'm going to ding it. I think I've said everything that I want to say. But you know what I like, and I've still got the fucking concussion, so I usually watch them back and go, damn it, why didn't I say that? I've had that in my head for 3 days and I didn't say it. So I apologise if that's the case. But if you've made it to the end, I owe you a bevy, but you're going to have to sit with me and drink it so that we can put the world to fucking rights, because somebody needs to do it and they ain't going to fucking do it, mate. It's silent. It's a spiritual war we're facing. And by the time we've actually hit critical mass, it'll be too late and they won't even have seen it coming. Because we'll do it, like behind closed doors. You know the way they run our world? They get together and they conspire behind closed doors of how great they're to keep the boot on our neck. It's exactly how we'll take them down, mate. Anyways, in a loving way. I ain't inciting hatred here. I'm inciting love, because that's the only thing that will fix this world. Are you with me? Who's with me? Right, let's start a movement. Fuck it, why not? Anyways, thank you for being here. Please consider coming back. Please consider giving the video a like if you liked it, sharing it. You can share anything that I do, if you want to discuss it with people, or anything. And if you do like me, please consider subscribing, because sometimes I come out with some cool shit, but you'll miss it if you don't, because I don't get told if people are commenting on my videos on YouTube. On Facebook at the minute, I don't get notifications for anything. Literally, I have to go through my wall. I don't get any notifications, and I have to go through my wall manually to see that people have commented on my stuff, because this is the dictatorial world that we live in, where free speech isn't allowed. So speak, raise your voice, have an opinion. Come on, it feels great, trust me. Anyways, thank you for being here. Please come back and never forget that I love you all. Bye.